Well, good evening, and thank you for tuning in to another week with the West Garfield Park Youth Council. And I was just given another opportunity to come on and interview some folks who are doing a yeoman's job in the community. And I'll tell you more about them in a little while. But as you know, I'm your servant leader, Reverend Walter Jones, the Executive Director of Fathers Who Care, and the Program Director of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. And I want to thank the Youth Council members who are out there producing this show for all that they do and how they are pitching young folks and doing the best that they can to empower each other. So I want to thank Ashley. I want to thank Tanya. I want to thank Marshayla. I want to thank Amari. I want to thank all the other ones that I can't remember all their names, but there's so many of them. But I want to thank all of them young folks because I love you so much. And then we're going to tell you about the guest this evening. We're going to talk specifically about a topic that we feel really strongly about here with the West Garfield Park Youth Council and on the west side of Chicago. And we got our guest this evening where we're going to talk specifically about some of the things going on and some of the work that they're doing to help us to combat some of these issues that we're facing in the neighborhood. But the theme of the West Garfield Park Youth Council is nothing about us without us. All right? So the young folks are committed to doing what they do. They got their own thing going on. They're pitching young people. They meet every Monday and every Thursday from 4:30 to 6. And we encourage those young folks who are watching this evening, if you need something to do and you want to hang out with some young folks your age and be young people and enjoy being young people, give us a call at 773-287-5821. Again, the number is 773-287-5821, or you can log in to Fathers Who Care, or you can go to our Twitter page or our Facebook page or Instagram page or our Tumblr page, or all of those pages. Just go there and get it. So listen, I'm sitting in for our President, Vanessa. Thank you, Vanessa, for the opportunity. And then right now, let's just let you know that this show airs every Thursday at 7 o'clock live. Every Thursday at 7 o'clock live. You see the number on the screen. The number for calling in is 312-738-1060. So in a minute or so, we're going to ask you to call in, and you can call in with some questions because we're going to talk tonight with with our guests. We're going to talk specifically about what is bullying and its impact and effects on young folks and different forms of bullying and what can bully produce and what are some of the effects or the harm of people bullying each other, because young folks bully each other and don't even know they're doing it, and some do it intentionally, right? And so that's what you guys do, right?
Yes.
So you're going to educate us in that area, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming out. I want to thank you all for all the work you're doing. Tonight our guest is, as you can see, we got, I'm not going to say her name yet, and we got two strong young people who work for
Youth Outreach Services.
Yes. Youth Outreach Services. So here we have Vanessa Sanchez, is that correct?
Yes.
And then we have Doniel.
Doniel McClendon.
That's it. That's your name.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He got it right. And so Doniel and Vanessa, we're going to have some fun tonight, okay?
Absolutely.
And what we want to do, we want to let folks know who are watching tonight that this is a live interactive television show. And so the phone lines are now open, so you can call in with your questions about bullying. And Doniel, you're going to be talking about what now?
The Evening Reporting Center.
So the Evening Reporting Center, we're just going to give it an acronym for ERC.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to talk about that in a little while, and then we're going to talk about YOS.
Yes.
And that's Youth Outreach Services, right?
Yes.
Correct.
So we're going to have a little fun, and we're just going to chop it up,
Yes,
and
we are.
we're going to empower some of the people that's watching today. Is that okay?
Yes.
So I'm going to do this here. I want you to introduce yourselves however you want to introduce yourselves, and introduce yourself by telling us, who are you? Who are you, Vanessa? And who are you, Doniel?
All right, everybody. So, as you know, I'm Doniel McClendon Jr. I'm a big brother. I'm a friend. I'm just the average guy in a community that wants to help youth by impacting them on the journey that they have before themselves. I feel like all of us went through struggles, all of us went through hard times, and some clicked in us. Some clicked in us to tell us, hey, let's step on this right path. And so the amazing opportunity about being with Youth Outreach Services is that they give me the opportunity to live that passion. Every day I get to go into work, and I'm surrounded by 12 to 15 youth on average that look to me for guidance, that I can help transition them into the path that they want to be set before themselves.
So you sound like you love what you do.
Absolutely.
So is this your passion?
Absolutely.
I believe that. I've been doing this work for a long, long time, right? And I do it because I love what I do. And
Yes.
I felt that same way
Yes.
as you did about I've been called to give back, right?
Yes.
And I really love what I do. I do it because it's a ministry to me, you know?
Yes.
It's my passion, right?
Yes.
And it's a difference, right?
It's a huge
It's not a job.
It's not. It's a purpose.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I tell people, like, I really love what I do.
Yeah.
And it's that it gives me a purpose.
Yeah.
A lot of people question every day, why am I here? What am I here for? I'm here to give back.
Yeah.
I feel like I had such great guidance and my single mom
Yeah.
that provided me with the level of skills that I have now. And a lot of people don't have a parent or guardian or leadership like that in their lives.
Right.
And I want to be one person who can guide them in that area.
I feel your passion. So we're gonna talk to Vanessa. So Vanessa,
Okay.
tell us a little bit about you.
All right, hi, I'm
Hi.
Vanessa. I am a daughter and a sister and a family member. I come from a very big Latino family and very proud of that and where I came from and where my family comes from. And I just want to be a part of youth's lives and help them, grow and change and get on the right path. I know, just like Doniel said, working with a lot of youth over the years, I've been working with youth for about 10 years. Just seeing the differences in what caring does for some of these youth, it changes and it makes a big difference. And it's sad and unfortunate that there are a lot of youth missing out on, strong friendships, strong family role models, and just community role models in general. That I really love being a part of community and showing and telling kids, like, there are still adults out there that you could trust and you can work with, and just if you need information, don't just ask your best friend, ask somebody a little bit older, because we've been there, we've been through some of these things, and we can help guide you and protect you, because I know I've made mistakes. I'm sure you've made mistakes.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't
Who haven't
want
made them, right?
I wouldn't want kids to fall into any mistakes to, lead them down the wrong way, or to, hurt or hurting their feelings or anything like that. That there are other ways to go about things, and we would love to help.
And I believe that, and I actually feel that passion that both of you all share. And I'm gonna say this to you, and I'm saying it from a spiritual feeling. I think you are good connections for the work with young people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Because either you got it or you don't.
Yes.
You can't fake the funk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and I felt it. All right, I felt the passion from you all, from one to another. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I really felt that. And so let's do this here for the purpose of moving forward. You guys work for an agency.
Yes.
The name of the agency you work for is Youth Outreach Services, right? Tell us about Youth Outreach Services. What should we know about Youth Outreach Services?
Great. So Youth Outreach Services is a youth organization. We provide comprehensive services and kind of do the whole wraparound. We work with youth that, have been involved in justice. We are trying to prevent those kind of things. And so if anyone has been involved with that, we try to do wraparound services and get them connected to resources to help prevent either re-entry into facilities, or to just help them get back on a positive path. I know Doniel is going to talk about that a little bit later with his program. We also provide preventative programs. For me, we do a teen pregnancy prevention program. We do substance abuse prevention for schools. And so we're in the schools, we come to classrooms, we work with health teachers, and we come in and we basically jump in on those topics and talk with youth and try to be there for them. So we're an outside entity. We're not their teacher. We're not somebody that, they feel is going to judge them or, get them in trouble or anything like that. We're not there to judge. We're really there to just get them connected to the right information and to the right resources. We did just start a pilot program for our bullying, which we'll get into obviously for the segment.
Well, we'll do that. We'll do
yeah.
that. When you're ready, we'll go there.
Great. So we just started a bullying pilot program. And so what that is we are working in the schools. We come into the school, we do a 2-day session or 2-hour session, and we talk about what bullying is, how kids can go about bullying, the signs of what bullying is, and who to go to for help.
So let's do this. You took me there.
Yeah.
So we're going to go there.
Okay.
So we're going to talk specifically now about bullying. Is that all right?
Yes.
So Youth Outreach Services provides all type of intervention, wraparound services, comprehensive services, the works, correct?
Yes.
How many agencies are there?
We have multiple locations, and so we have one near Irving Park in Narragansett. We have one in Pilsen that just opened up. We also have one in the west side in our Austin community.
Yes.
We have a Western Suburbs location that's in Melrose Park. We also have our administrative office, which is on Congress and Western. And am I missing any? We have
No,
other.
I think you're. I think you're.
We have other
Alliance,
services
yeah.
and other offices. We have temporary living programs, and so youth
Yes.
actually live in our facilities. And so we have a lot of different locations. Which
You sound like
you
you're on
can
the
see.
roll there, my friend. Yeah, by all means. So what we're gonna keep that one there, and we're gonna come back on this one. Is that fair?
Yes.
So what we do now, we want to talk about specifically now bullying. You know, bullying is a term that I think a lot of people have heard the term bullying before.
Yes.
But let's be clinical. Let's be,
Okay.
let's get into this for real. What is bullying?
So bullying is unwanted aggressive behavior that usually occurs from somebody wanting a power imbalance, that's creating a power imbalance. And so it can be one time and it can be repeated. And it's important for youth to identify really what bullying is. And I think this is the problem that's actually happening is there's this old school view of what bullying is. And it's this like, pushing somebody into a locker, tripping somebody, calling somebody four eyes.
Taking lunch money.
Yeah, taking lunch money, beating somebody up. But that has really evolved. We're in 2019.
Right.
I think the views that people look on is like old media,
So take us
old
there.
movies.
Tell us. So that's old school.
Yeah, that's old.
So
It's
take us
like-
to the new school, Vanessa.
Yeah, so I mean, and this is so new. Like even us as kids, I didn't deal with what kids are dealing with today.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So like, back then it used to be, if there was a bully, if there was somebody that you were dealing with at school, you would escape that. Once 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock hits and that bell rang, you got to go home. And home could have been your peace zone or wherever else, you could have escaped school and your bully, you got to go somewhere. And now there's social media, there's the internet, there's all these, new applications on your phone that is like all these kids are connected 24/7 and there's no escaping these terrors.
So what we'll do is, I want to go now and inquire about some different forms of bullying.
Yes.
Like social media, all that other kind of stuff.
Yes.
Can you take us there? What are some of the other
Yeah.
forms of bullying?
Right. So definitely I talked and touched on social media bullying, internet bullying, but there's also these in-person, verbal bullying. There's still physical bullying,
Yeah.
but when we talk to kids about the percentages and the relevance of that, they even say like, yeah, physical bullying is not as much. It's more verbal. It's more social media.
Yes.
Social media has taken over. It's like kids feel like it's 80% of the type of bullying that they're dealing
So
with.
most young people, if I'm hearing you correctly, most young people are experiencing some form of bullying through social media.
Yes, there's still things happening in person, but it's a lot of this kind of like passive aggressive. It starts that way, and then it becomes more intense. So I think a lot of people assume that bullying is this like extreme measure, and only when it gets to this point is it actually seen as bullying. But there's a lot of this like little stuff that's building up into that people are missing, which is why bullying has been such a harmful thing for people, is because people aren't paying attention until it's too late, until the cry for help is too great.
What I'd like to do, Vanessa, and thank you so much for that, and thank you for that spirit. We got a caller.
Okay.
And so what we want to do, we want to entertain the caller. The phone lines is now open. We have Doniel and we have Vanessa from Youth Outreach Services, and they're talking to us about bullying, and they're talking to us about RC evening reporting centers.
Yes.
And so what we want to do is we want to also provide young folks with some outlets. So if young folks are around the city in any kind of those locations that Vanessa talked about, and you're interested in some programming, we want you to call Youth Outreach Services. There are different places all around. You got them in Austin, Pilsen. You got them in Irvin Park. You got them in, what's this? Lions, Proviso. And so listen, we're going to give you some numbers here. We're going to give you this major number. Is this the headquarter number?
Yes.
That's everywhere. So you
Everywhere.
can get a hold of anybody using that phone number.
Give them that number.
It's 773-777-7112. And we normally have somebody there answering the phones.
Give them the website too.
Yeah, if you dial 0, Millie, she's great. She'll take care of you.
Millie,
She'll get
don't
you
forget
connected. And then if you don't get through to her, we also have our website. You can send us an email. Our website is www.yos.org.
So listen, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just feeding off.
Oh, okay. I was going to let you roll. So listen, let's open up the phone line. Caller, you on there. Your comment or question, please.
I have a question.
Yes, what's your question?
I heard the young lady say that you all go to different schools. Do you all pick what schools you go to? Because I go to a school that I feel would be the program that you all have would fit in our school very much so, because we have a lot of that bullying and whatnot going on in the schools, and I'm just trying to figure out, how does someone reach out to you all if they feel that their school need a program like yours?
Okay, so I think, thank you for that question.
Yeah.
You heard her?
Yes, so the question, answering that question, the great thing about this bullying program is we did write the grant to request that we were able to service the Chicagoland area. And so any school within the Chicagoland area, if you're interested in this program, please call our agency. We would love to work with you. Obviously, it's on a first come, first served basis. School just let out, so if you want to catch the next wave and hit us up over the summer.
So just for the record, you're saying to the person that called, and thanks for the call, you're saying if they're interested in possibly being considered
Yes.
for your guys' services, they need to call what number now?
It is our agency phone number, so 773-777-7112.
Okay.
Now, the important thing is that we definitely need the school to be on board with that. So really the conversation should be started within the school. Talk to your school board, talk to the principal. Social workers have been great and very supportive of the programs that we're bringing in.
Well,
Teachers.
You know, right now, the new mayor is really passionate about making sure there's a new renaissance going on
Yes.
in the schools. And so I think with the work that you're doing, I kind of echo what the caller said. I think with the work that you guys are doing, I think it's really important that you have a target population, the school that is, and you go in there and provide that intervention because you already have their attention. They geared up, they're ready to study, they're ready to be involved. You know what I mean? As opposed to trying to catch them all out in the middle of the street. So I think target populations are good. So I think the school, a caller, please give Youth Outreach Services a call at the number she gave you, 773-777, I think it's 7112.
Yes.
Or you can log in to www.yos.org.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Let's go back to the callers. Caller, you on there, and then down there we're going to come back and we're going to ask you about the evening reporting center.
Yes.
And so then we'll come back, Vanessa, and we want to ask you some specific questions about some of the risks and effects of bullying. Is it okay?
Great. Yes.
Caller, you on there, your comment and question, please.
Hi. When others get bullied, why do they think suicide is the answer?
Did you hear it?
I can't hear.
Can you repeat that?
When others get bullied, why do they think suicide is the answer?
Oh,
Okay.
when folks up here, you heard her?
Yeah. When folks are being bullied, why do they think that suicide is the answer? I think that they don't see suicide as necessarily an answer, as just an outlet. And so I think a lot of times when people are getting bullied is, how can I make it stop? Because really there is no answer for it. Honestly, we try to be that answer at our organization. However, it's something that everybody has to come together and kind of decide, more people like us, to fight for it and speak out about it. But I feel like when a lot of people choose that route, they see no other outlets as an option. They see no other answers. They see no other outlets as an option other than suicide.
There's a lot of mental health concerns that are happening with these youth, and that's the thing, is that
Do you
people.
provide that kind of support too?
Yes,
Yes,
we do.
We have a 24/7 crisis line.
No, that's tight. Because from what I heard, and I'm hearing this a lot, young people, as opposed to engaging in that behavior over and over and over and over, some result to
Yes.
doing harm, right?
I mean, that's the thing that we're trying to prevent, is that anytime kids are feeling like they're going down this, negative spiral and these feelings, it's about identifying that. I was just talking to a class today. Today was the last day of school and we were still in class. And it was just that,
Look how you stop smiling when you talk
kids
about
need
school.
to work on identifying their feelings. It's not just, dealing with bullying and the sensations that are going with that, but it's anger. If you're going from 0 to 50 in a blink, that's not right for your mental health. If you feel annoyed from 0 to 50 in a blink of a second, that's not appropriate. You should feel things rising and stop it before it gets too high and you can't control things. It's feeling when it starts and being able to know what your coping strategies are, how to bring yourself back down, how to get back to center.
Keep that thought and stay in that focus, because we're going to come back and we're going to talk to you specifically about risks and effects of bullying, because you was going that way. If you don't mind, Doniel, we'd like to talk to you specifically about ERC, Evening Reporting Center. What is it?
So the Evening Reporting Center is a court-mandated program in all of Cook County. We service the entire area. That includes some suburbs as well as well as the Chicago area. It's a court-mandated program where it's offered as an alternative to the detention center. In our program, youth can get help with job readiness skills, life skills, resume building, educational skills.
All of that?
All of that.
Go ahead.
As well as support, counseling, substance abuse
Now,
treatment.
is these for youth at risk?
Yes, so they're for youth at risk and youth who have committed a crime. So to be in our program, and this is kind of one of the beauty things around Youth Outreach Services, we offer preventative measures, measures when you're going through it, and measures when it's already happened. So
Which
I'm
is
a measure
called intervention.
Yes, so I'm a measure when it's already happened.
Okay.
Vanessa is a measure to prevent it.
Oh, that's
when
tight.
the youth comes to me, 9 times out of 10, they've already been bullied. They have already been under the influence of something, and they've got into gang involvement, because a lot of people don't understand that bullying can lead to that. We talked a little bit about the social aspect of it. The social aspect is huge. A lot of people aren't being pushed into lockers nowadays that come see me. A lot of people are, oh, you're getting made fun of because you wear New Balance. Or you're getting made fun of because of the shoes or the clothes that you wear.
So if now you have this ERC,
Yes.
Evening Reporting Center.
Yes.
What's the age limit for that group?
The age limit for that group, we get them as young as 12 to about 18. Once they turn 18, I mean, they're considered a legal adult, and we have a day reporting center that can handle that, but we try not to let it get that point. And so because of that, our day reporting center numbers are always fairly good, because we handle the bulk of it.
So this is
by the
an
time it hits us.
alternative programming.
Yes, it's alternative to going to the detention center
So if some young folks are watching between the ages of 12
to 18.
and they were interested and want to get to know you down there because you look like a cool cat.
Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
Can they call that same number and get in touch
Yes,
with you?
so they can call that same number and just ask for the program manager of ERC, and they will shoot the phone call directly to me.
Okay.
I always have my personal sales, so they can always reach me, and I'm always available to be contacted 24/7.
So do you all also provide like mental health, crisis intervention, trauma, that kind of stuff, all that?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you know most young folks are traumatized right now.
Yes.
Yeah, the thing is, a lot of them don't identify it. They don't realize that this is something that's not normal. They think it's just, a part of life and a part of everybody, and it's we all kind of have to chime in to make sure that the kids know you have somewhere to go, you have somewhere to talk to.
Going with the risks and effects.
So the risks and effects of bullying, it leads into other things. So anxiety, depression, stress, and pressures. Kids are turning to sometimes using substances and are self-harming or wanting to harm others, and this is not okay. We talk to kids about, loving yourself and loving on others, and, teenage years are really hard and stressful as it is that we shouldn't be adding more to that pile. So we should really be encouraging youth to want to support one another. It's unfortunate. We do talk about substance use prevention. We also teach that as well in the schools. We go to schools, but we also have substance use counseling. We have counseling services and mentorships available within our agency. And so if you or somebody that you know is in our age group, we work with youth 12 to 21 years old. And so definitely come on over to our agency, come check us out. We'll love to support you. No judgments.
None.
We want to work with you to get you in the right space.
Listen, we want to thank these wonderful people for the good work that they're doing. And we want to encourage those who have some young people out there who need some things to do this summer. We do have some free scholarship passes for young folks to go to Chicago Public Park, the parks, to different parks. If you need the scholarships for the fees, waivers, and all that kind of stuff, we would be able to help you. Give us a call at Fathers Who Care at 773-287-5821. If you have some young folks, you want to put them in a summer camp for the summer, you don't have the resources to pay for that, you give us a call. We'll make sure that happens. Again, Fathers Who Care, if you want to get your young folks in some summer fun at the parks. Also, on the 25th of June, we're going to be doing our our quarterly networking event at Loretta Hospital, June 25th. At Loretta Hospital, 6th floor. Refreshments will be provided, networking opportunities will be provided, resources will be provided. Listen, give us a closing comment, what you want the folks to know about you and the program as we close out.
So what I want folks to know about us is that we are reachable 24/7. If you have any youth or you yourself feel like you need the services that we offer, and believe me, we just went over a wide variety of them.
You did.
Contact us 24/7. We are an organization that is all about passion. So we're in it because we want to be in it.
Yeah.
It's not a bother. It's not anything in that category. We want to help you. So just give us a contact.
And you, Ms. Vanessa?
I just want to say that youth, you guys are very important. All people, again, we accept all youth. We want to help them. We want to give them a voice because we understand sometimes, even at home, they're not given the opportunity to chime in or speak their feelings. We're here. Doors are open.
Well, you heard it here. We're talking about youth outreach services, and we have some dynamic young folks who are taking it to the next level. We're proud of you guys. Thank you for the good work. Thank you for Ashley. Thank you for Tanya. Thank you for the young folks. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Can TV. Listen, it's been fun. We'll see you next week. Well, I guess next week would be Professor A.R. Taylor. And so we'll be talking next week with a professor about different work and stuff that he's doing in universities and colleges. Listen, it's been fun. God bless you. Good night. Keep the faith, and we'll see you on the other side. And remember, love somebody for real. How about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good night. God bless you, and keep the faith.